well, here we are, gathered at the end of is this week 2? This is week 2, isn't it?
Yeah, week
End
2.
of week 2 for the 15-day writing challenge. So I thought it'd be all good if we could do our roundtable on what we've been up to, starting with progress. So I think the person I'm going to go with first is the person who least wants it, which is going to be Cassie. We're going to do John last because he's just an overachiever and we don't like that very much. So he can save his news to the end.
He can. It's always me who doesn't want to go first. I'm actually okay with where I'm at. I just hit 9,500 words, and because it's going to be about 15,000, I'm in a good place. It might blow out to be a little bit longer than that, but earlier this week, I think it was, I decided I needed to put one of my other writing things on hold to focus on this and the other thing because I have no time. So I'm hoping to hit at least 10K today, but hopefully a little bit more. I have a house full of people, which is why I'm outside. My husband got home earlier than expected, and I have 2 extra children, so there's 5 kids in the house. It's okay though.
Did you give birth to them spontaneously today, or were they somebody else's children? Did they arrive?
I like my surrogate children. They just get dropped off and kind of just slot in with everybody. They look after themselves, they feed themselves and stuff, so it's pretty cool.
Bit like locusts, all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim, how's it going with you?
Oh.
Kim.
I've had some issues. Well, I've had some issues. Mine has blown out rather unexpectedly. So
plot twist, and by the way, here's another 20,000 more words.
Oh, I know. As my usual, I start this with just an idea, and then I start writing it, and then all of a sudden I have this mini breakdown and crisis, and I cry to Cassie, and I just kind of flail for a little bit, and then I get this idea, and I'm like, okay, yep, no, it's okay, I can fix this, so I'm back on track again, but it has blown out a lot more than what I expected it was going to be. So I'm hoping today to hit around the 10,000 words on it. I'm at just over 8 on it now. But it's gonna be at probably more than the 40,000 words. So not sure if I'm gonna be able to finish it on the 12 days because.
Of course you can. Of course you can. That's positive thinking. Don't sleep. If you cut out sleep, that's 8 hours a day you get back, so that's good. That's a saving right there.
Yeah, probably about 6.
If you take all of your calories in one go and you get them liquefied, so you can drink them with a straw, you only have to eat once a day, and you get the entire set of meals. It takes 3,000 calories inside 5 minutes. That's a whole bunch of time saved there. And you don't have to talk to your family either. That's a win too.
And do zero housework or cooking, and get rid of the 4 other people in the house.
That all sounds like winning. Like maybe you could just tell them that you're doing this all the time and just shut the door and make them go away, right? You know?
I wish. All
right, so I'm gonna swing to John now because he's been itching. He's been itching to tell us how he's doing.
I finished today at 43,500 words.
Wow.
Well done. I'm glad it's not a race. It's just,
it's only a race if you're winning. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, exactly.
But I cheated, so
yeah. The rest of us just give up at the beginning.
Okay, so John, did the story end up where you thought it was going to end up?
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Normally, I do have a specific ending in mind, but in this case, we were writing so damn fast that I winged it all the way. But I'm happy with the ending, and it's poised for book 2. So.
Excellent.
You mentioned on our Slack the other day that you had incorporated a possible public transport network, and I thought that it was going to be a fantasy story of the highest order if you managed to have an on-time public transport system in London.
Well, we've got some dwarves building tubes, but they just haven't managed to get any vehicle inside those tubes yet. So there will be some tubes.
Excellent. So as far as my progress went, I'm very similar wordage to John. I think I can't remember what the number I hit before I hopped on this call.
Around 43,000 or something.
42,761.
Okay, so it's not too bad. I'm not quite done yet. I wasn't sure if this story would be kind of like a 60,000 word story or a 40,000 word story. I felt it might hit about the sort of 50 to 60. It's probably going to hit more about the 50 or maybe the 45 because I'm at the point where I've done the big reveal. Everybody's really certain that everybody's going to die, so they're all kind of panicking and running around and just generally, wondering, how they're going to possibly make it out of this one alive. And hello.
Thank you. He holds all the phones in the house.
I love the cameo. This is fantastic. So everybody's like pretty sure that they're going to die, and I've just introduced the science fiction equivalent of a dragon. So I mean, destruction is coming. So that's all good. All right. Okay, so I think it's probably a good idea to talk about any surprises of the week. So, Kim, we'll go with you first. Do you have any surprises aside from the, oh my fucking God, it's now 40,000 word story?
Surprises. Apart from I'm really liking it, loving the characters, my readers really, really freaking dig them. So, email list has responded really well. I asked for some, hey, let me know what you think, blah, blah, blah. And I've been inundated actually. So I've got quite a few emails which I responded. So that is really exciting for me to see. So I really like that. The story in itself, I'm still digging really well. So hoping to keep smashing it out.
Sweet. John, what about you? Aside from the surprise of finishing a week early.
I think that's about all. Nothing else really surprising, apart from doing it overall.
Like 2 weeks, like 2 week, well, and a weekend for you. But yeah, 2 weeks plus a weekend. That's a good effort.
Yeah.
I surprised myself. I think that's the biggest surprise.
Nice. I think it sounds like it went really well for you. Like it's been all guns blazing for you for the last 2 weeks. You've been able to stop.
Yep.
All right, Cassie, what about you? Surprises?
I'm not sure there've been any surprises. It's been a little bit slower than I would have liked it to have been. But I went to the beach with the kids the other day and I hadn't managed to get, I'd only done like 300 words during the day. So I went and I made some notes by hand. And sometimes I find when I do that, it kind of unpicks things a little bit and I connect dots that I hadn't connected before. So that was really good. That helped and kicked things along further for me, which is cool. Yeah.
Nice. The surprise for me is that I had a loose ending in mind for where I wanted this to be, and I had a much better idea yesterday, which changed the ending completely. So I mean that's not a panic at all. I'm fine. I'm good. But I had to because the idea I had I think is I think it's better than the original and could lead to other stories set in the same way. I've gone for that, which meant that I had to go and beat some of the previous writing into a different shape. But it was a surprise because normally I know how they're going to end pretty well, and this one was not behaving. So yeah, that was my surprise. All right. Third and second to last question: challenges that we might have encountered this week. John, have you encountered any challenges?
I've got to say no, because I think it all went pretty smoothly. I managed to get up to 5,000 words a day, which is a monster level for me, given the last year. I think I'd achieved 5,000 words in one day once a couple of years ago. So to do it a number of times and to get 4,000 words a day even more often, it was a smooth writing session.
Nice. Nice.
Awesome.
Kim, what about you?
Just basically the workload, finishing off the last project, and then combining that project into a box set, which I'm now releasing tomorrow, and then starting on the next one straight away, like basically outlining it, working the two projects now together, to make sure that I get that out fairly quickly. That's just basically the workload for me.
I still don't know how you can multi-thread like that. Like, you know, if I tried to dual wield stories, I would just split right down the middle. I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Right. Cassie, what's been challenging in your life? I mean, you know, keep the list small.
Yeah, aside from the children and everything else. This last week, it was my birthday yesterday, so I was out for most of the day and didn't get a lot of writing done, but I did eat a lot of strawberries and hang out with my friends and ate pavlova, and that was pretty awesome. I had a very good birthday, and earlier in the week I was having a bit of a mood slump, which made things hard. But you know, that happens. I need to remember to build in maybe a bit more downtime for myself, which is something I'm working on. I think I'm getting better at it, but I think this time of the year everything just kind of hits you and you go, fuck, we've only got a couple of weeks left and I've still got so much to do. Holy shit. Yeah, so I'm having a little bit of that at the moment, but I know I'll get there. So yeah.
I had a major mood slump on Tuesday as well. So Monday was a bit of a dip for me as well, as like a, I don't know, 2,500 word day or something like that. And then I had a crisis of the faith sorry, that was Monday. And then on Tuesday I had a crisis of the faith because I was like, my life is over. I've only done 2,500 words. What's wrong with me? Everything's failing. So I'm just going to do another 2,500 words, and that's going to make me feel so much worse because that's one day's work across 2 days, and I'm sure that the next day is going to be a 1,000 word day, and then the Thursday is going to be a horrible fuck up, and on Friday I'm just going to get a bottle of gin, packet of razor blades, and end it all. But it didn't actually turn out that way. I managed to pull it out of the hat by the application of half a bottle of wine on Tuesday night, which was absolutely superb, and enabled me to pull another 20,000 words out of the hat this week, same as last week. So it was a close call. Brains are huge dicks, though. Like, brains suck. They suck so bad.
Yep.
All right, so final question is plans for next week, and I'd actually like to start with John because I'm curious to know whether or not you're going to head into, because you've been talking up a big game about, you know, maybe leading this into a series and starting straight away on the next one.
I'm very tempted.
Do it.
Do it.
You'll be half done before we are.
Yeah, the one negative, I suppose, of the last 2 weeks is that I've not done a newsletter. I haven't done very much social networking, and I've got to catch up with some of that over, you know, between now and Monday morning. So I'll be, you know, writing a newsletter, etc., etc., etc. But then on Monday, I'll be very tempted to start book 2.
Yes. I think you have our support, even though it would make us feel about this big. But we'd be in your corner, just tiny versions of ourselves in your corner.
I'll probably crash and burn halfway through it, you know. But
doesn't matter.
I've got
Right,
to give
we'll
it a
be
try.
there for that too. So
Yeah.
And as I found out on Tuesday night, a half a bottle of wine is an excellent solution to crashing.
I'm allergic to wine. I'm allergic to beer.
Richard will drink it for you.
Yeah, please.
I'm happy with that solution, actually. That sounds really good to me.
I'll delegate.
Yeah.
Kim, what about you? What's next week hold for you?
Oh, work. Monstrous amount of work. So, on Sunday, I'm not doing anything. We're having a family day on Sunday, so we do this every month or so. We head off to the beach somewhere, take a barbecue, some snags, and all of the family comes. So we have a day where I just don't think about work. And then other than that, I'm hitting it as hard as I possibly can. So be prepared for 5,000 word days.
I'm ready for you to bring the thunder on that one.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so pumped.
Cassie?
First up, she's lying because she will get up on Sunday before everyone else and she will write.
Yeah.
So
Not
this
letting
is
you
getting
tell
back
that,
to
Viv.
cheating, isn't it? It's like a
No,
epidemic.
no, she'll write on her other things. Like in the weekends, I've been writing on my other thing and not on this. So it's nice to have, in one way, two projects like that. It kind of gives you, when you're not allowed to write on this one, you've got something else to work on. Next week is, I think it's a fairly quiet one on the home front. I don't think I've got anything planned. So probably just lots of words. I want to finish this, definitely. I've got some other stuff I've got to do as well, but mostly just words, yeah.
Nice. But for me, it's well, the pinnacle of this week is this evening. My wife and I are watching our annual session of Love Actually. So that's
yeah.
Yes.
that's a thing we just love doing. So this evening, all the phones are off, getting some burgers, and we're going to settle down to that. So that's that. Saturday is I'm not sure how to put this and be politically correct. So I'm sailing close to the wind because I'm not sure who's watching this, but I'm so people know it's me. Going to my mother-in-law's 80th birthday party, and I believe that parties are the kinds of things that you bring your own fun to. So it's got an open bar, and even though there will be a number of octogenarians scattered around who I've met before,
You're going to get white girl wasted, aren't you?
I'm gonna get fucked up. I'm gonna
White girl wasted.
I'm gonna
Messy.
have to borrow one of their fucking mobility scooters to get home. That's gonna be me on Saturday. So
Love that.
everybody needs to have that brother-in-law, and I'm that brother-in-law, right? Next week is more words. I think I'll finish the story probably Monday, maybe Tuesday, depending on how the ending goes. And then I'm into editing for a young adult series that my editor's just finishing up for me right now. So that'll be a nice editing project to close out the year.
Nice.
And like John, I'm going to try and keep up with the social networking and the media front. It does take time, but I think it's super rewarding. So I'll be doing a bit of that before we close down for Christmas, so that the fans know what's going on. Fantastic. All right. Well, I think we've chewed up just about 15, 20 minutes of time, so we'll call it there. Any last words from anybody?
Good.
Outstanding. All right. Well, you guys go and enjoy your weekend. John, it's Thursday for you, isn't it?
Yep.
I keep asking this every time we do this, and it's always Thursday. One of these days,
You'll sort it out one of these days.
Catch on one day.
my brain's not actually very good. It's not one of those kinds of brain. It's not high order functioning. Anyway, so all good. Everybody enjoy their weekend or their Friday before the weekend, and I will see you all next week.
Thank
Likewise.
you.
Bye.
Enjoy, people.
Bye.
See you.